on the channel, we continue our Jakks Classic Superstars deep dive with the K-Mart exclusives. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue our weekly deep dive into the Jakks Classic Superstars series, my favorite action figure line possibly of all time, at least in the wrestling landscape. But you guys know we do these every single Tuesday on the channel, so if you missed any of them, go back and check them out. We've went through the single carded, some of the exclusives, the 2-packs, the 3-packs. We've covered a lot of ground in over a year of these videos, and we still got a long ways to go. We got a lot more exclusives to get through. We still got the Deluxe Aggression Classic Superstars Toys R Us exclusive line. Just a lot still to go on these Jakks Classic Superstars videos. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the old notification bell. And guess what? Tell a friend. Feel free to retweet, repost these. And let's see if somebody else out there might want to be a Jakks Classic Superstar expert. Because that's what you're all going to be if you watch all these videos. That is for sure. I guarantee it. But today on the channel, a bit of a controversial video, I guess, in some ways, as we're talking about the Jakks Classic Superstars K-Mart exclusives. Yes, K-Mart. We all remember K-Mart. Really, before there was Walmart, before there was Target, before there was the Ventures of the world, which are out of business as well, there was K-Mart, the granddaddy of them all. We've all been to K-Marts, hopefully at some time in our life. I remember it was about roughly maybe a year ago, the last K-Mart in my state closed, and right before it closed, I said, I got to make a pilgrimage. I got to go there one last time, and that's exactly what I did, and there was nothing but hot garbage there, and they had a huge discount going on. It was still overpriced, so it was a far cry from the glory days of K-Mart back in the day. I think my local town, I had about 5 or 6 K-Marts within driving distance. At that time, I probably had 2 or 3 Walmarts and maybe 4 Targets. And then, all the K-Marts went away. We also had a couple of Venture stores. Those went away. The K-Marts went away, obviously. And then Walmart and Targets grew, and now we're at, about 20 Walmarts and Targets combined. So really, all in all, we have more stores, but there are only 2 varieties instead of 4. So say what you want there. And then, of course, Toys R Us, KB toy stores, which also went out of business. So the retail landscape, ever-changing. It's changed a lot with COVID as well. I mean, we could do a deep dive history on just retail spaces and retail collectible stores that have come and gone since I started collecting even. But it was an interesting time with the Jakks Classic Superstars line, as K-Mart was one of those places you could get the Jakks Classic Superstars figures from, if you guys remember correctly, or maybe you don't. But they were a really weird one, and this goes from my experience in my local area. They would skip a lot of sets. They would get heavy on one set, and then skip maybe 2 sets, then be heavy on the next one. It was a really weird story with K-Marts. I guess no different than Walmarts and Targets right now. There's a lot of Walmarts and Targets that skip sets every once in a while. So I guess things in that aspect have not changed. And if you guys remember K-Marts, a lot of the time the aisles were pretty messy. But I guess we see that once again. So I guess it's all really relative. It's all pretty much the same. I mean, K-Mart was what it was. It had its good stores and it had its bad stores. No different than a Walmart and Target that we come across each day. But they did get a few exclusives, and 2 exclusives we're going to talk about in the Jakks Classic Superstars headspace, but they got tons of Ruthless Aggression box sets, exclusives, stuff like that, and then even into the Mattel days, they got Mattel Basic 3-pack exclusives, so K-Mart was no stranger to different exclusives over the year, and that's where we get into the Jakks Classic Superstars, which is what this video is about. Now, the first pack we're going to talk about today is a little bit controversial. I personally count this as Jakks Classic Superstars, but what say you? You guys in the comments let me know. This is kind of one of those things where some people are on either side of the fence, some people are in the middle, but to me this is Classic Superstars, and why do I say that? It's because of the packaging. This is the Classic Superstars packaging. It's just changed a little bit. And instead of Classic Superstars, it says Extreme Superstars. And 2 of my all-time favorites. 2 guys I shared a pizza with. Just the 3 of us sharing a pizza and a dinner one night. I did, and I've talked about it at nauseum on the channel in different videos, about my weekend hanging out with Terry Funk, being his personal handler, working the merch stands with him, following him around. Oh, what a time to be alive. I think I got this shirt from Terry that day. I think he chucked it to me. But I absolutely had to have this pack. If it's classic or not, you knew I had to have something like this in my collection. Absolutely love Terry Funk. Absolutely love Mick Foley. Big time ECW fan back in the day, of course. So an Extreme Superstars set with Extreme weapons, all that fun stuff. Count me in all day long. But nowhere on this package does it say Classic Superstars. So I could see technically it's not Classic Superstars, but the packaging is the same, the stars the same, all that kind of stuff. But it's a really neat twist and a really somewhat strange one-off. This is the only time they did this, so it is a little bit strange. It's a little bit out there, but I personally feel you have to count this as part of a Classic Superstars set. But like I said, you guys in the comments, you let me know. Are you of agreement with me? Or do you think this is a standalone set on its own? Either way, we're putting it as part of the Kmart exclusives here because it is in the wheelhouse. At worst, it's in a wheelhouse. It's closer than a regular Ruthless Aggression set to Classic Superstars, if you ask me. But we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to read off it and see where we go from there. Now, I will say, Kmart, going back to saying they skip sets, they miss sets, all that kind of stuff, I was on the hunt for this, extremely aggressive. I was traveling around. This came out in 2005, so I was fresh out of college. I was a fresh white meat baby face, just starting my work career. I was traveling the Midwest, and I was hitting a lot of Kmarts in search of this pack, and I could not find it anywhere. It was extremely hard to find in my area, and I would see on the Wrestling Figs message boards and stuff out there with people finding these all over. I'm like, why are they not in any of my Kmart stores? And luckily for me, I went back to my college town of Ames, Iowa, home of those Iowa State Cyclones. I went back up there, and I was up there for work, and I said, you know what, I need to hit the Kmart up here. And I was deep in Waylon Jennings country as well. But Waylon, I don't know if he was even born yet. He was born, but it's fun. It's funny to joke about his age. But I was deep in Waylon Jennings country up there in Ames, Iowa, and I found it. I found it at the Kmart, and they had one of those big Ks, which was a massive big Kmart up there. And they had a whole shelf full of these things. And I was very excited, as you guys can imagine. So that was how it took a lot of hunting to find this one. I don't know about you guys, but I had to search and search. Maybe some of you guys had it a lot easier than me, but I was so excited to find those. And actually, of course, you know, I had to buy 2 of those. So I do have a loose set as well. I got Mick and Terry right here. I'll stick them to the side for now. Of course, I had 2 of these. I had one in the package, one to unbox, of course. As you guys know, Terry Funk is right there on my Mount Rushmore. I absolutely love Terry Funk. But let's take a look at the packaging first. First thing that really catches your eyes here is that garbage can and the grocery cart. You know, they're hardcore, they're extreme. Those are 2 extreme weapons. But then, of course, the barbed wire baseball bat. And I love the coloring on the barbed wire baseball bat, as we had gotten them in the past, but without the paint detail. So that was a very, very cool thing there. We did get Mankind, I guess it is technically. We got Mankind here, and this is a bit of a lot of reuse from that 2-pack with The Undertaker. But Terry Funk's pretty much brand new. Obviously, we've seen those molds before, but with new blue jean coloring. The boots are colored. And then the really cool one, the Soft Goods t-shirt, and very reminiscent of the 1 of 100 Jakks Classic Superstar Terry Funk. That was a gray shirt. But Terry, the Jakks spared no expense. They like to give him the soft goods, and I'm here for it all day. Of course, he has the black bandana that is removable on his head. So, you know, we'd seen red and in the past in his Classic Superstars figures. But like I said, too, Extreme Superstars at the very top. Instead of Classic, it's been replaced by Extreme. I just love this set, though. I love how this one pops on the wall with the red instead of the black. We still got the gold Classic Superstars logo up there at the top. Very cool. On the side, Mankind and Terry Funk and very Classic Superstars-esque font. And same thing, we got the glamour shots on the side. I mean, this is truly a Classic Superstars pack. I mean, I just don't see any way around it. On the back, you got the glamour shots of the figures up top. A little interesting, though, they used that Mankind from a different set. I don't know if that's the Classic 2 off the top of my head. But obviously, he does not come with a mask. He does not come with that colored tie. We just get a straight black tie with the Mankind in this one. And then Terry Funk, he comes with that gray shirt, reminiscent of the Jakks Classic Superstars one. 1 of 100, but he does not have the decoration and the logos on it. So looks a little strange there. He also has that red bandana that came in his single-carded Classic Superstars figure. We got the black one here. So definitely some changes there. Very bottom, you got UPC's warnings, all that fun stuff. And then they're promoting Classic Superstars Series 8 down below. So 2005 was when that came out. I always say, if you go back, watch my video on Classic Superstars 8, that's one of the best sets of all time. And I've always felt that was a set that took Classic Superstars to the next level. This was the first set that involved Hulk Hogan. That was huge. Vader was another huge one to get. This one really got a lot of the collector's eyes and the modern collector's eyes, and really, I think, set up Classic Superstars to run, another 20-plus sets out there. So I do really credit this set a lot. Bruiser Brody, a fabulous figure. Chief Jay Strongbow, we're getting a Mattel of him fairly soon. Freddie Blassie in there, just a lot to like about that. And like I said, 2 Hulk Hogans was a pretty big thing at the time. So Classic Superstars Series 8, definitely one of those key sets in the Classic Superstars lineup out there. So there you go. There's the whole packaging here. Let's see what it says on the back. Mankind debuted 1986, 287 pounds. Height, 6'2". Finishing move, the Mandible Claw. Titles, WWE Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion, WWE Hardcore Champion. Favorite quote, have a nice day. Terry Funk debuted 1965, weight 247 pounds, 6'1". Finishing move, the old spinning toe hold. Titles, NWA Champion, ECW Champion, WCW Hardcore Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion. Love this pack. Now I'm thinking about it, never crossed my mind till right now. When I did spend that weekend and had dinner with these guys, why didn't I bring this set? Or what I really should have done is bought another set and had them autograph this right there in front of me. I'm sure they would have done it. That would have been a really cool piece to have both those autographed. But you guys know I'm not a huge autograph figure collector. And in my mind, I would have to have another set because I need to keep this pristine looking like this. It's just the way I do things in my crazy mind. But a solid set, one I always enjoyed, has a special spot in my heart. Some might say it stole my heart and never let go of this Classic Superstars set. Extreme Superstars K-Mart exclusive. And that's why I have a loose set as well. So a very, very solid set. Very highly recommended by me. But I'm interested in your comments. Do you agree with me? Does this count as part of the Classic Superstars set? Or does it not? I can see both ways of it. For me, I'm counting it. But it truly does not say Classic Superstars on it. So that could be your answer. But on the back, they're promoting Classic Superstars. Got the same box packaging with some red highlights. Boy, it's an interesting one. It's one that'll split the audience, maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? All right, well, that is it for this 2-pack. Now, the other one is an interesting one, and it's one I've owned twice in my life. Yes, you heard that right, twice in my life. I currently do not own it. I sold it maybe 5 years ago. Maybe, I don't know, time is, what is it? I don't know anymore. But I did sell this one. I do regret it. I will pick this up again one day. But it's the official scale WrestleMania main event edition representing WrestleMania 1. It's that Jakks real scale ring. And it's funny, rings are in the news with that Ultimate New Generation ring from Mattel. I always think Jakks, Jakks gets a hard time from people. They say, oh, that's so Jakks and all this. But you got to look at Jakks during that time period. Let's say this ring was 2005. You got to look at it with 2005 eyes, not 2021. This is a huge step into the future in rings. We got this ring a few other times out there, but this is a special pack, and we'll go more into that. But this ring with the ring skirts, the soft good mat, the real steel turnbuckles, the foam turnbuckles. I mean, this was as close to the real thing as you could get at the time. And we're seeing some of that in that new generation ring. And that's, it's all part of history now, but really I do feel Jakks really set the tone for our modern days of collecting, and I think some people forget that a lot. You got to go back and you got to look at through those specific year goggles of what we were getting. They were big jumps into the future. But this was 35 pieces in this ring. This was a big ring, had a nice fold up front. You could open it up and it would show, here's the actual size of the ring, which I thought was a nice marketing tool out there. Came with an exclusive Hulk Hogan and an exclusive Roddy Piper figure, bonus figures, very cheap repaints, but they were a part of this pack, and that set them different than this ring was sold just as a ring without figures, but this Kmart pack had the 2 figures. It also had that nice gold star on the front, 1 of 10,000, and once again, no different than this Kmart exclusive. I had a heck of a time tracking this one down. I looked and looked, I want to say all over the Midwest, but over a couple of states trying to find this, and I could never find it. I did find one, I believe, in Kansas City one time, and the top was ripped. I said, I can't have this in my collection. It's ripped. I need to find a mint one. That's one of the highest of highs and the lowest of lows as a collector. When you find something out in the pegs and you're a mint on card collector, and you see it's totally damaged, and it's something really hard to get, it'd be akin to finding an AEW Jazzwares chase right now. You go, oh my gosh, I found a chase, and then the packaging is totaled. You're just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. You're still gonna probably pick that one up, though, at least for the loose factor. It's cheap, but the ring, I wasn't gonna spend whatever this cost, 50 bucks, 80 bucks, 100 bucks on this ring back in the day, if it wasn't gonna be mint, as I was having this one mint. But then I later got one to open on clearance. But I did find this, and actually I had a Kmart by my house, and I just stumbled in there one day, and bam, there they were. They were just chilling on the pegs, or the shelf, and I picked them up. So I picked on a mint one, I picked one to open, and I had that, but I need to get one mint on box again. It doesn't come up a whole lot anymore, and we're looking at like $350 to $500 for this ring is the average sale price on this. And it's a beast to ship, so I need to pick one of these up one of these days. Playing a little of that old-fashioned long game on that one, but a really cool ring, a lot of bells and whistles here. I'm not sure how this became a Kmart exclusive. I guess like any retailer, they reach out, Jakks representative, negotiating, all that kind of fun stuff. Hey, I want exclusives. Here's some things I have. And of course, a WrestleMania 1 ring with Piper and Hogan is any retailer out there would want that as an exclusive to this day. Of course, we say it all the time on the channel. If at the time they said, hey, we have a Gemini 2-pack we can give you as an exclusive Kmart, they would have said, what the heck is a Gemini? We don't want that. We want somebody we know. We want Hulk Hogan. We want Macho Man. Well, Macho Man was off the table for Jakks. Roddy Piper. So they came to the table with this. Terry Funk and Mankind also, another one. Terry Funk, obviously a legend. Every CEO of any company knows all about Terry Funk, I'm sure. But anyways, there it is, the Kmart ring, a special one, one of the best rings. And we'll talk about this one briefly again, as we'll probably do a classics ring video here one of these days, so we'll touch on this one briefly in that video down the line. But this one was a game changer, and it one that went under a lot of people's radar back in the day, as did this one for whatever reason. Kmart, kind of the forgotten exclusive place for some of the classic superstars collectors out there back in the day. So there it is, another exclusive video under our belt here. We're talking Kmart exclusives. You guys let me know in the comments if you had these, if you knew about these, you passed on them. Definitely want to hear your thoughts. Is this a classic superstars pack or is it not? I can see both arguments, as I said before. So you guys let me know in the comments. Don't forget to follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram, and of course, Pro Wrestling Tees. Search Kyle Peterson. Support the channel. There you go. So for classic superstars, the Kmart exclusives, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.